What's good, y'all? Happy 2023. My name is Javelin.
And I'm Hannah.
And this is going to be a breakdown of Crazy For You.
Oh, baby, you got me going crazy for you.
If this is your first time watching a video on this channel, thank you for tapping in. Welcome. Let's introduce ourselves a little bit more. Back in 2020, during the pandemic, I lived in LA.
And I lived in Houston.
And I reached out to a small LA-based production company called Popeye Media to get a video done. She helped me want to invest more into myself, into music videos.
As you should.
Yeah, good partner. But even before then, I was a shooter and video editor. So they brought me onto a few projects, and down the line, we joined up together. And I became the resident editor and even got to direct and be the DP for a couple super sick projects. Hannah started as a PA, who moved into being our graphic designer and BTS photographer and social media manager. Look at that portfolio. Crazy. Hannah also made the incredible album artwork, and there's a video for that linked below. And here we are down the line, 3 years later, dozens of videos under our belt, able to put all the skills we learned from those projects into this latest one, Crazy For You. So let's talk a little bit about the song itself. It was first introduced to me in 2020 by a Bay-based producer named Enkidu. It was the height of the pandemic, and we were tossing a couple demos back and forth, and this one really popped out at me, and I loved it. It wasn't fully written, so he brought his friend in Kayla to help finesse it around a little bit, and I added my own spin to it as well. And a year later, I was able to record it at my friend Dane's place, and he also threw a verse on it. Shout out Dane. It sat on my computer for a hot minute because life got crazy with shoots, work, and life in general. But last summer, I moved to the Bay for work, and even though I have less creative friends up here, I am in a better financial situation where I can hire some amazing people that I do know up here. And that's how we partnered with the incredibly talented Bay-based music video legend, Dale Kayano, and his company, Burgundy Suite. Music artists collab all the time, so why not production companies? And thus, the project was underway. So let's talk about making the video itself. So we first met on September 30th to talk about the initial idea. And the idea was that I wanted to run around San Francisco at night while daydreaming about the date memories that I have with a girl. But then there's a conflict that happens, which is why I'm running around by myself in the middle of the night. I knew that ever since I moved up here, I really wanted to do a video with the bridge, all the historical landmarks, all the touristy things like cable cars. I really wanted to show off San Francisco. And then Hannah helped me shape that, as well as Dale, who brought so much vision to it. Because my initial idea was just to shoot it all during the day and then just make it super blue for the nighttime stuff.
I'm so glad we did not do that.
Yeah. What we were actually able to do is, like, he brought out a crew, a bunch of lights, and we were able to make the nighttime stuff happen actually at night, and it just looks so much better that way too. And then what Hannah always encourages me to do is to find other girls for my music videos, because she's been in like, what, 6 of them so far?
Yeah.
And she's such a cool girl. She wants me to get with other girls, like, for these videos. But there's a lot of her in it.
Variety.
Yeah.
Variety. I
You know,
think
variety is cool.
you could use variety, as well as like it's really good for networking as well.
Networking with different models, or even just people on the crew side, that helps you reach different audiences that like otherwise might have never seen it. So we had 2 friends lined up to possibly take the part, but they both work daytime jobs during the week. And because Dale also only wants to usually shoot during the weekdays, and Hannah was gonna be there anyway, being a PA or BTS, so we're just
Honestly,
like,
I was last resort. I was like,
We're
you
like-
know, if all else fails, I'll do it.
all else did fail. She hopped into the role, killed it, because we just already got that chemistry. You know what I mean?
I do. How do you do?
Because we already got that chemistry, you feel me? We were able to compile a little script together. We got some ideas of the shots we wanted to get, like the Palace of Fine Arts, and we wanted to get trolleys. And we had some inspirations being like Casper Sun, Wavy Love, Charlie Puth, We Don't Talk Anymore, Jason Chen, Invisible, and then maybe like giving a Heartbreak Anniversary for like the sad stuff.
Like the moody, I especially like how that moody atmosphere from that.
If I didn't already say this, she is a producer of the video, so she helped me come up with all the ideas, all the references and inspirations, some of which I'll show right here. Oh yeah, and then just like ideas for like the titling. This is actually one of the music videos. She shot all this for me. How crazy is that? Oh yeah, we also wanted to show some shots of the bridge, but also the day that we went, it was just lots of traffic, so... Oh, actually, we ended up going for this kind of shot.
Yeah, we did, kinda, except I can't bike, so...
And then Wong Fu, of course, we had to pull up the Wong Fu references. You know, people
Yeah.
on dates, getting, you know, the call from the, or text from the ex. Yeah. And then the emotions you feel they just hit your heart like right
Whenever
there.
you see a cute person and all that.
And time stops and stuff like that. It's all dramatic.
So actually, this one over here is, remember the Karate Kid, and it came with like a sequel series. You
So-
specifically wanted an arcade scene because of the lyrics in your song.
Yeah. Something about games.
You know your own lyrics?
Not right now. My head scrambled.
This is from that South Korean illustrator / artist, animator by the name of Poong. So the arcade that we went to actually has a DDR. And I was thinking about doing it, but you know, with all the clips that we took that day, we just didn't have time to fit that in.
Honestly, we overshot at the arcade. This is something I'll touch on later. Because when you have like a story in a music video, usually the story kind of goes in slow motion, right? But the sections that we had available of time to, one, do the performance and stack story on top of that, I actually had to speed the story up
Yeah.
at like 125% or 115.
That was a big challenge.
Oh yeah, we had really cool. I wanted to add pinball. I love pinball so much, and then there was like all these scenes that we did with pinball, but they just didn't fit into the time that I had.
The lighting wasn't also that great.
Yeah, but the clips are great. Hella funny. Photo booth pics. Yeah, so we ended up doing this one as well, which is really dope. Yes.
Oh,
so
this is perfect. So there's a scene in the music video in which we share headphones.
old
and
school wired Apple Buds. No AirPods.
Can't afford them.
Yeah, so resting on each other's shoulders, like we wanted that cutesy like sharing an earbud type of thing.
And then, you know, the girl just happens to knock out on him.
And then in our music video, while he's trying to change the song, the ex texts him and he's like, man. And then that creates the conflict to separate from the lovey-doveyness to me performing it all heartbroken, you know, all
What
around
music
SF.
video is this again?
This is called Juicebox.
Yes.
AJ Raphael, my twin. What's up, bro?
Love that music video.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ideas of, you know, very cutesy date stuff. I definitely wanted to add the cable cars because I've never ridden one before. And actually the day of, that was all our first times ever
Yeah, it
riding the
was.
cable car.
This over here is just a bunch of date ideas, depending on what we were gonna do. We were thinking of ways on how to shoot this correctly because first off, we were on a cable car. It was very cramped. We were actually with a lot of people. So we were trying to figure out how to specifically do that, especially with a crew.
Even before the shoot date, what we always try to do before shooting anywhere is have a location scout because it's very important to scope out where you're going, the logistics of going there. Because initially we were trying to take like 2 cars up to these different locations where parking is super cramped. Like if I found one spot, it'd be really lucky, and to get 2,
I also feel it's very dangerous as well, you know?
yeah, there's more risk in there. So if we had like a limited skeleton crew and all just packed one big car, that would be ideal so that we'd always stick together. Someone can fire watch, because especially 2 days after we shot up there, someone got their stuff snatched from one of the same places that we shot at. So it can happen up there. That's why like having everyone else together is a good idea. And then we went to the Palace of Fine Arts. We have been there before, so we didn't really need to go. But we checked out Chrissy Field Center, saw the bridge from there, the benches, and that's where we actually shot the first scene. And then we saw Battery East Vista, which is really cool. It might have been a little bit hard to bring more gear out there, but we already got the shot we needed from the first spot, so it was okay. Then we went to Emporium, took a bunch of pictures of the different angles and scenes that we could get with the pinball machine, DDR machine, skee ball,
Air
hockey,
Pool.
billiards, and then we had to figure out the trolley car system, and that was kind of crazy. Just looking at it
Actually,
online, because
it
it was
easy,
easy
though.
doing it when you were just like right there, because all you had to do was download an app, show it, and hop on.
Yeah.
But like when you're figuring it out from the website, you're just kind of like, bruh, what's all these numbers? What's going on?
Luckily, you know, they have a schedule and there's many cable cars, so.
Yeah. So
But there comes a situation later that we will discuss.
oh yeah. Okay. So anyway, we came up with a schedule. Everyone meets at the studio. We head to SF, and then we film at all our different locations, grab some food, and then wait till nighttime to film the rest, and that'll be it. And like most music videos, we put together a little shot list just to make sure we are on track, on time, and that we keep it going. Okay, so let's dive into the actual timeline of the project. And because I thought I was gonna pass this off to Dale, I was super organized after we did it. So I, of course, labeled everything and made it super neat. So this is all the footage we ran through that day. The first day of filming, we went into Chrissy Field. And you know, we got all these scenes done. It was really, really cool.
You revealed it.
Reveal what?
You revealed
Oh yeah. So a little for anyone who's watching a little bit behind the scenes, you know how she was crying.
No,
The secret sauce
No,
was...
it was true pain.
Oh yeah, look at that.
True pain.
Oh, she got that's a little Hollywood movie magic right there.
No.
Yeah.
It was true pain.
Oh, yep. Yep, it's revealed right there. Yeah. Wow, look at all those tears. So real. Oh, this is the shot we ended up using. Yep. Damn. Plus, it's a music video, so it goes by really quick and you can't even tell. Next is the Palace of Fine Arts, looking real nice and spiffy and just beautiful. I don't know. It was a nice day. It was supposed to rain
all day.
And luckily, you know, it didn't. And it was actually really sunny. I know this looks like it's not, but it was actually really, really nice out there. And then we went on the cable cars. It was really hard to figure out how to fit all this into the project because there were just so much really good footage. We wanted to tell the story. We got all this B-roll, but we took the cable car down one way, got all these shots, and then we actually had to wait an hour because 2 other cable cars broke down and those people came onto ours. Unfortunately, we couldn't get those same shots going back. It was such a beautiful sky. It was like purple and pink. It was beautiful.
Cotton candy skies.
But there was people in front of, like, we're sitting on the bench.
Right when we were taking the video of it, these ladies
came up in front of us. So
I was like, sorry, our cars broke down.
Yeah, like you could see, like there's people standing off to the side, and I was just like, how do we get the story? Because we were losing light fast, so unfortunately we just had to...
Dale came up with something good though, like so that people wouldn't block us.
So what Dale said, when people first started to block us, he was like, oh, could we keep it clear? And then they're like, oh, what's going on? And he had the genius to say, oh, we're doing an engagement shoot.
No, I had a rain that day.
And people were like, oh, so sorry. I'm gonna move to the side. Congratulations.
Congrats.
All that. In
I
my
didn't
head,
know
I was
you were
like,
engaged.
That was a surprise to me too. I didn't even know. I guess so.
That's how we met. Apparently, we met.
How we met, right? But it worked out because we did get fire shots. You know.
We did.
But yeah, man, it was such a good time. So after that, we went to Emporium. There were so many like good moments that we still just couldn't fit all of it because we overshot, and this was like a 30-second section.
This was actually like my favorite part of the shoot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we could not put everything in.
Like, I love pinball. I could have, you know, it's like, honestly, I was just playing. Like, we were supposed to film. And then I kept winning, so we stood there for a while. It was my bad.
Yeah.
I was just actually doing really good. I would have, like, loved to use this clip. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Oh, he got 2 balls.
He did. Like,
I did.
It just came out.
Did. Where'd they go, bro? Yeah. And then she went...
I'm sorry, I was pouting.
She was pouting, and she just tends to fall to the floor, and it looks like while I'm trying to play pinball...
I was just tying your shoelace.
And then I kicked your butt at hockey puck.
Did you?
Hey,
No, look, I'm dancing right there.
Dancing doesn't mean you won.
I think I did good.
But we had a lot of fun too. Like, and then I actually came up with the shot because I was like, Dale, can we do this one shot? I really like this idea. And he was like, let's do it. Which I love when a director is very open to change. Because there's some directors out there that are very like dictatorial. Like everything has to be run their way. And once you're at a certain point, like I get it if you have a vision. But like we came up with a story. I asked to do a couple shots certain ways. And he was like, oh, I love that idea. And they actually made it into the final cut. So I love when that collaboration can come into place. Like, look at this. Sick. It's a split second, but I love this shot so much. And then we went into the photo booth, and it was...
We did actually take photos.
We actually took photos. We held a bunch of iPhones to the top of, you know, the booth just to light it up a little bit more than, you know, it was. But, yeah. Then we headed to the pier, and it was freezing.
It was windy because we were next to the ocean.
There's a bunch of seals going the whole way.
There were people crabbing.
And then we like bring up all these lights, you know, we got the tubes going on and people are looking at us like, what's going on? And then we play the music. This is really cool. I love this kind of like, he does a lot of these like in and outs, and I was like, I really want that just to contrast the bridge, add like all these like elements to it, which is really, really sick. I almost exclusively just used that first take because it was I love the I don't know if it's like the parallaxing, but effect of it though. Especially like this, like moving at the ground. Like you could see like me moving here. He told me to stay in a box, and it was so hard to because I just kept moving around. Like then when it started raining super hard.
When you were filming Palace of Fine Arts.
Yes, Palace of Fine Arts at nighttime when we did like all these shots. That's when it started to come down like super hard. But luckily, you know, under a dome, it's not raining there. Whenever weird people were forming, and people were like off to the side, and I was just like, just keep performing, you know. It got scary being out there, but it was really fun. I think it was the next week. Dane finally moved up here, and then we were able to get his shots in, which was really cool. So if we dive into that boy, oh yeah, we did like a bunch of these 360 spins.
That was really dope.
Underground, I really love those. We have his solo shots by this wall with the dramatic light on the side, and then we have an upstairs roof shot, which is really, really sick. Dale just like he knows what he's doing. He's great with the camera. I love the direction, love the light setup, love the movement, very fluid. Like especially, oh man. Like these shots are just so good. Got me in the background, and after years of doing Dane's music videos, we've had like so many. I started Popeye by doing one of Dane's music videos. This is our first one together. Like he's a huge inspiration to me. He always helps me with music. He's sending me demos. He loves to sesh. He's so positive. He's like the most humblest guys and most talented people I know. Great songwriter, even better friend. I love working with him and like on projects for him. Like doing his music videos is what helped me learn the most and got me to where I am now. Man, I can't thank Dane enough for being on this, just motivating me to even get this record finished. You know what I mean? Like it was sitting in my laptop for the longest of times up until this time, and I'm just so grateful that everything came full circle to be able to do this together. Got nothing but love for Dane.
I love you, Dizzy Dane.
But yeah, so if we dive into the project, one thing I did want to touch on, almost everything I learned as far as editing has been not just like college internship experience, but through YouTube. The two creators that I follow that I've learned like a good amount of stuff from is Parker Walbeck and Jacob Owens. And some stuff that I really love to touch on is sound design. So first let me run it back. Obviously we shot way too much footage to add as like to set up the story. There was just too little of an intro in the song to be able to fit everything that we wanted. So I rearranged the instrumental to come up with this. Just to set up like a little bit of an intro, you know, like a little bit of story, just so that we can really like get to the idea of like what's going on. There's a girl crying, I show up, what's gonna happen next? Then one of my favorite things to do in a music video is always like the title card, because it's so much fun, man. And one of my favorite things to do that I've loved doing on a lot of the Popeye projects is adding like a movie style title card that I got inspiration from a lot of Blast videos. A lot of like music videos out in general now kind of have that kind of similar vibe. But I really love like what I came up with this. Yeah. And one thing I love about sound design is like I love having it throughout the music video, because if you just wanted to listen to the song, you could listen to it on Spotify, wherever else. But if you're watching it on YouTube with the video accompanying, I'm gonna want to hear what goes on in the video. I love adding those little things. There's certain times it's just gonna be the song, but for me specifically, especially if I have a story, I love adding in the sounds to really give the cinematic experience to the whole project. I was able to got the seagulls in the back, everything pan left and right.
That I like.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Little bass hit, little wind swooshing around with the water fading in and out, especially here too. I'm seeing ocean, so I want to hear ocean, you know what I mean? When the texts pop up each time, it's a very important part of this project is that the X texts you. That's why I wanted to hear that. Oh, that's not, that's me flipping open the paper. Yeah, so we got the text chime in there. It's really important.
There's a thing called put your phone on silent.
Yeah, and not have your ex text you while you on a date. I love this rattle here. It's a little shower curtain. Now we got the trolley sound effects in the background just to differentiate it, because the hook from the first to the second one is essentially the same, just the harmonies are added a little bit. But for music video purpose, I wanted to add a little bit more of an undertone of things you'll hear on the left and right, just like sonically. If you're listening with headphones or if you're blasting it really loud, there'll be subtle differences that you like to notice, because I'm not a big fan of when the hook and the second hook are exactly the same. I like a little bit of change in it. And the X texts while I'm on her phone. That's why you shouldn't be on your girl's phone, guys. You're just gonna get nothing but bad news. Oh, this is one of my favorite parts. Okay, so on the second week that we were filming, when Dane finally came through, we were able to shoot at an empty parking lot rooftop, which is actually in San Jose. The music video takes place in San Francisco, but don't tell anybody. And the airport is right there, so we were able to get this plane is actually like real. I didn't use like effects or anything to plug that in there. And what's cool is that there's actually a shot of Hannah running around the city, and there's also a plane in the back here. So I, of course, wanted to connect the two sonically so you can hear it like she's looking for me. We're around the same place.
Oh, why'd you leave me there in the first place?
Yo, your ex is texting you and you got his picture on the back of your phone, so I was like, I'm a skedaddle.
There's a thing called communication.
And then so,
It was
you know,
perfect.
yeah, it goes, you know, left and right, which is just so sick. I love the connection between that two. And just like the fluidity of, you know, of Dane's performance is so good here. We were able to add some, you know, flares, effects just to spice it up. I love his arm movements that connect here. You know, we were able to It's like it just
He's just natural at this.
yeah. I don't know, Dane just kills it, you know. And then, you know, we got the credits. Gotta have the credits roll at the end of every movie just to thank everyone who was part of it. Shout out Dale, shout out Bryson, shout out Aaron. Y'all were so dope at like making this come to life. And then we also sent it to Jeff, who is the resident director and colorist of Popeye back down in LA. Shout out Jeff for putting in your work into the coloring of this. I love how it turned out. There was a couple complications with like just the sensor and the camera, but that's just how it was shot. Worked around it, made it what it is now, and honestly, I just think it's a beautiful project front to back. And I'm just super proud of what we were able to do with this project together. Like, it was a song that we made years ago during the start of the pandemic, and then we were able to record it a year after that, and then at the end of 2022 is when we started the music video process for it. And now on my birthday, January 13, 2023, is when we were able to drop the video. I'm not someone who releases music constantly all the time. I have a lot of like working on that to do. I'm very picky with like the beats I get. I have a lot of demos with producers, and those projects just kind of like end up on the back burner and they just never really see the light of day. And that kind of tends to happen in the music industry. I know there's plenty of artists, big and small. They work together on music. Sometimes it just never gets released. And that's a part of it. I feel like it means a lot when a song does finally make it out and see the light of day, especially if there's a lot that doesn't. So I'm just really grateful that I was able to collaborate with friends and make an amazing video out of it as well. I don't know, it's like each time I have a song drop, I love doing the most as far as there's a trailer. You know, all the posting for it. I give it my all. I give every project that I do my all. That's why I'm not constantly releasing music. Because some people just, power to them. They drop music, you know, every other week. They're not really like marketing behind it. People have different strategies. Me, personally, I love making one song at a time and having that be like a chapter of my life. I love remembering this moment as like, this is the Crazy For You moment. This is the chapter. We made the song, we got the video done, it's out, and it's doing amazing. You know, as time passes and I look back, even at the old stuff, I'm just like, man.
You've come a long way.
And we did that.
Oh yeah, we did.
Couldn't have done it without you either. Like, none of this would be possible without the people I have around me. So I'm very grateful and blessed just to have y'all. So let me just break it down like this. This is our 14th music video together with Popeye. And this is the 5th original music video of mine specifically that you've been in and had a hand in. What was your favorite thing about this project?
The arcade.
What about the arcade specifically?
I specifically like the environment and the colors. It brought life into the project, I would say. I mean, we have a lot of like naturey colors, like we would have our nudes and greens and stuff. It was just something different once we added that element of the arcade.
I agree.
I feel like it also added more to the characters as well, because we just see them being like a little bit of like, oh, I'm shy, I'm, you know, whatnot, first date vibes, kind of nervous. But like once we get to the arcade, we see that relationship like growing and molding into something until a guy just decides to leave a girl on a trolley by herself at night.
It's music video logic. Like
Alone.
Yeah. In San Francisco, of all places.
But that was
bad.
honestly like my favorite thing to shoot, and it's like my favorite part about the music video. It was also the easiest. It was
because we were just goofing around, honestly just playing games.
We were just being ourselves. Like everything was very natural. That's what I loved about it. Being part of this video, I feel like it brought out that natural chemistry that we already have.
At the beginning, she wanted to have other girls in it, but at the end of the day, I'm really glad it was you.
If you had other girls, that'd be cool too.
I don't think any other girl would have
It was
suffered through the nighttime shoots of
It was cold.
going through here. This shit is like
I
30,
was-
40 degrees.
I was freezing. I was in a
wearing
skirt.
next to nothing.
I was wearing boots.
It's cold. It's
Heeled
cold.
boots.
Yeah, it's windy, it's cold, you're freezing to death, and and especially while I was like doing all my performance takes, that's like at least a good couple, like an hour or so.
Not to mention we started the shoot day in the morning and we ended it at night. But then for a girl, there's makeup and hair that goes into it, and then costume changes and all of that.
It's crazy. We did all this in the course of a day. That's crazy. That's
Our
a
sleep
lot,
was amazing that night.
bro. That shower.
That shower. That shower was amazing
after
as well.
A whole day shoot is immaculate.
I have to say, I actually also really like the scenes where I'm lost. I don't know. I've never really done anything like that.
So you liked when you got to run around and be like,
I specifically like the ones where I'm going through like the lit hallway.
Oh,
That one.
this one here?
That one was really cool. I like the lights there. That's why. It was so interesting because we had to do this part a couple of times. We had to run it a couple of times so that we can make sure we get all the angles. It was funny because there were people staring at me at each time I was doing this. It was really fun because I don't have acting experience whatsoever.
no, I couldn't tell, honestly.
I mean, the only thing
Look sad, look happy, run around, look lost.
Well, the one thing is that, I only have experience with a lot of plays and whatnot.
That's acting.
Okay, but not like acting like you. So for me to like kind of practice on my acting for this was pretty fun. Trying to keep that
Flex your-
straight face, lost look. Because especially with me, whenever I'm at the beginning of acting before, or like for his music videos, I would laugh a lot. Like I would be like, try to be serious, and I'd be like, wait, sorry.
Thank you for suffering through it. Amazing. I'm really glad we made this together.
Hey, what was your takeaway?
I think I addressed it already. I just am happy that this was a creative, collaborative effort with a bunch of people that mean a lot to me. We just did the damn thing. It's done and out in the world to enjoy, and then hopefully my future children will look at this and be like, damn, you were busy. You
Actually,
did cool stuff. So
I think I have one big takeaway from this that I have to like bring up. You came from making your own music videos. Like you were the director, the producer, you were the cameraman, the editor, and everything for all of your music videos back then.
Like a one-man show.
Yeah, you're literally a one-man show. And to see you come this far, especially with like more people, I feel honored to see how much you've grown.
Because I have the money to hire people now. That's why.
No, you have amazing people in your life who are also willing to help. Shout out to everyone who worked out on this project.
That's true. That's true. I mean, as you go through life, you meet a bunch of new people, and some people stick around for the ride to help you grow. And I'm very grateful for the people that have. I don't know. This project was just such a dream come true from beginning to end. Even Dale was saying like it's one of the easiest projects he's done.
When you surround yourself with the right kind of people.
Good things happen. Anyway, that wraps up our breakdown for Crazy For You. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching through. Thank you for sticking through and checking out the project. Make sure you like, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see
Hit the
more of this stuff.
notification button.
Yeah, damn, you watch a lot of YouTube.
I do.
And if you want to see more of this, let me know. Till the next one, thanks for watching.
Bye.
No